TILA Teacher Guides. Number 4. New Teacher and Student Roles. 4.2. Facilitating Autonomous Learning. In this outline, we will have an introduction, then we will look at new teacher roles, new student roles, new approaches to teaching languages, and finally some conclusions. Introduction. Languages are used in face-to-face situations, but nowadays they are also used in computer and mobile device-mediated communication. So it seems reasonable that the foreign language should be used in these two contexts too. New technologies have brought about a revolution in the way languages are taught. The terms blended learning and flipped classrooms are widely used nowadays. One of the main aspects of telecollaboration is that it cannot be carried out successfully if we use traditional classroom practices. This means that teacher and student roles need to change, although many of the more modern approaches to the teaching of languages have already been implemented in non-virtual classrooms. Teacher roles. During student interaction in telecollaboration, teachers do not overtly teach a language. They provide students with the opportunity to acquire it. We will talk about the three main phases in telecollaboration in a moment. According to Hootstein 2002, the main role of a teacher in e-learning is, from a holistic point of view, a facilitator, a person who aids students in several facets: administrative, technical, academic, and social. The instructor. She guides learning in a problem and project-based learning environment, according to Dooley 2010. Social director. He creates and fosters a collaborative environment, sorts out, if needed, intercultural misunderstandings, and generally keeps things running smoothly from an interpersonal viewpoint. Technical director. She helps students to become comfortable with systems and software and prepares learners to overcome technical difficulties. Program director. He directs the agenda, timetable, deadlines, decides on types of tools, etc. Student roles. The increasing use of new technologies in the classroom has brought about a new teaching approach which promotes a total change in the teaching-learning process in the classroom. We have evolved from a traditional perspective based on the final product and centered on the teacher to a model which is process-oriented and centered on the student. In this new learning model, the interaction is not only between the teacher and the student, but also between different students. Collaborative learning posits that students learn best when they are actively involved in an activity and when they work in groups. The active exchange of ideas within small groups not only increases interest among the participants, but also encourages critical thinking. This type of learning gives learners an opportunity to engage in discussion. Students take responsibility for their own learning and, as a result, become critical thinkers. New strategies. Instead of techniques like presentation, practice and production, and others, where the teacher plays a central role, we need new strategies. Autonomous learning is promoted by having the students carry out tasks and solve problems. This is where new technologies really come into their own. Pair and group work takes center stage. Negotiation of meaning takes place through participation and dialogue between students who are geographically distant. Facilitating autonomous learning. In telecollaboration, we use tasks as our main teaching and learning strategy. Tasks are divided into three phases. The pre-task phase involves explaining to one's students what they have to do and perhaps supplying them with the vocabulary and structures they will need if this vocabulary and these structures are new. In the main phase, the students carry out the tasks using video conferencing, virtual worlds, chats, etc. In the post-task phase, the teacher gets and offers feedback and further activities can be carried out. Conclusions. Facilitating autonomous learning involves several aspects such as changing teacher and student roles. Students take center stage while teachers, especially in the main task phase, take on the role of facilitators. Task-based learning is a central teaching learning strategy in telecollaboration and is perfectly suited to new teacher-student roles. Telecollaboration gives the students the chance to conduct meaningful conversations with students from other countries without having to move from their own school. Here are some of the references that we have used. Join us at the following addresses. Thank you very much for your attention.